The kingdom of Chozhavan flourished under the scent of jasmine and the sharp ring of steel. At its heart was Princess Vallari a woman whose grace was often hidden behind a chest plate of hardened leather and a waist-slung Valari, throwing sickle. 10 years ago, the palace smoke had choked the sky. She remembered her mother, Queen Amaravathi, standing on the ramparts with a bow until a spear from the Kingdom of Kalinga found its mark. The man who threw it, King Durjaya, had smiled as he retreated. Now, at 20, Valari was no longer the crying child in the shadows. She was the commander of the king's vanguard. The Blood Moon Festival. To celebrate 2 decades of her father's reign, King Rajendra announced a grand tournament. Warriors from across the southern lands arrived, but one stood out. He called himself Adithya, a traveling mercenary with a shadow in his eyes and a blade that moved like flowing water. During the final sparring match, Valari faced him. The clash. Their swords met with a spark that lit up the dusk. The reveal. As they locked blades, Valari leaned in, whispering, "You fight with the rhythm of the eastern tides." No mercenary learns that. The truth. He didn't flinch. And you fight with a hatred that burns hotter than your crown, princess. By the time the moon reached its peak, the sparring had turned into a secret conversation in the palace gardens. Adithya wasn't a mercenary. He was the crown prince of Kalinga, the son of the man who killed her mother. A war of 2 hearts. The revelation was a poison and a cure all at once. Adithya had come not to conquer, but to atone. He despised his father's bloodthirsty legacy and sought a secret alliance to merge the kingdoms through peace, not iron. "Greater than, my father took your mother's life," Adithya said, standing at the edge of the palace cliffs. "I cannot give it back. But I can give you my sword, my kingdom, and my life to ensure no other child watches the sky turn black with smoke." Greater than the internal conflict. Valari's world fractured into 2 halves. 1. The daughter. Duty demanded she drive her dagger into his throat to avenge her lineage. 2. The warrior. Wisdom told her that killing him would only trigger another 50 years of widows and orphans. As she looked at him, the enemy, who had saved her from a rogue assassin during the festival and who spoke of poetry and irrigation instead of conquest, the steel in her heart began to melt. The choice at the border. The climax arrived when King Rajendra's spies revealed Adithya's true identity. The king ordered his execution. Valari stood between her father's archers and the prince. "Father," she shouted, her voice echoing across the courtyard. "You taught me that a ruler's first duty is to the people, not to their own ghosts. If you kill him, you start a war that will bury us all. If we let him speak, we end the cycle." The air was thick with the tension of 1,000 drawn bows. Valari turned to Adithya, her hand resting on the hilt of her sword, not to draw it, but to signal a truce. "I loved my mother," she whispered to Adithya so only he could hear. "But I will not let her memory be the reason more mothers die." The new era. In the end, it wasn't a wedding that sealed their fate, but a pact of blood and honor. Valari and Adithya became the architects of a bridge between Chozhavan and Kalinga. She remained the fierce protector of her land, and he became the king who refused to follow his father's shadow. They fell in love not in spite of the blood between them, but because they were the only 2 brave enough to wash it away.